and did the king's business, and I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it. What does your translation say about that last verse?
I, Daniel, was exhausted and lay ill for several days. Then I got up and went about the king's business. I was appalled by the vision. It was beyond understanding.
Yes, that's why God told Daniel, you seal it, you close it up. All I expected you, Daniel, was to record it. It's going to be for a time yet appointed that God would open up our understanding. And the closer we get to that closing time of Gentile supremacy on this earth, the more I think we are going to understand it. Okay. Any question of what we've said up to this point? Next week, Lord willing, I hope to get into the latter part of Daniel 11. I'm not planning on taking you through the whole chapter, because the whole chapter does not deal with the question I've been asked. Everyone remember what the question is? I'm still dealing with. The question is, where does the Antichrist come from? And we're putting pieces of the puzzle together, and there are basically three pieces we need. We've already got two. You already have two pieces of the puzzle. And I'll tell you what they are. We got the first piece in Daniel 7, where it tells us that this little horn is going to come up, because its roots are in that animal that pictured the Roman Empire, that this figure, end-time ruler, is going to stick its ugly head up, called the little horn, and will have his roots within the territory of the ancient Roman Empire. That's the first piece of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle is in Daniel chapter 8, and it sounds superficially to be contradicting it, but it's not. The second piece, we learned that this little horn, and I know some try to say it's a different symbol of someone else, and I say no, it's the same individual. I think we proved that tonight when we went through it and saw the end of that individual. He has the same end as does the Antichrist. He has the same attributes as we see even in the New Testament referring to him. And so the second piece of the puzzle is that this individual is going to have his roots within the territory of the ancient Grecian Empire. Okay, as I said, that sounds contradictory, and it's still not enough, because in the second chapter we are told that this little horn is going to come up out of one of the four divisions of that Grecian Empire. Remember, the little horn in Daniel 8 comes up out of one of the four horns that replaced the single horn that represented Alexander the Great. I hope I'm not losing it. But the thing is, Daniel 8 doesn't tell us which of the four horns. So we are forced to go to chapter 11. And I believe in chapter 11 we can discover which part of the Grecian Empire, which one of those four horns, those four parts, that was divided after Alexander the Great's death, that the Antichrist is going to come from. We can find that out. And then all we have to do, and I've already given you the map, you've got it, I think. You have to simply overlay the Roman Empire at its time of its greatest extent with that fourth horn out of which the little horn is going to come out of, and see that narrows it down geographically, so we know where to look for his coming and his arrival. And we can't do that. I could spoon feed you and say, okay, here it is. But you know, I don't like to do that. I like to take you verse by verse and say, see, look at this. this proves this. So we hope to get to that next week. We'll be starting somewhere maybe around verse 21 or so of Daniel 11. That's where we do see, by the way, I do believe Daniel did prophesy about Antiochus Epiphanes. He is in here. But it's not until you get to about the 21st verse of Daniel 11. And so we've got some exciting things to deal with. All right, I think that's sufficient for right now, unless anyone else had a question or comment. Very well. Brethren,